Hey guys, how y'all doing? It's me, Johnny, and welcome back to another Sorare video. Sorry for not being as active lately, had lots to do, but we are now here looking at a failed all-star rare pro team, which, I mean, yeah, that's a sad look for midweek. And then the team where I thought, okay, these ones are going to have tough matchups. Dude, Hoyos is actually doing bits. I mean, yes, I'm not going to win any rewards, which clearly everyone can tell, but I'm going to get myself 300 SO coins. So who's winning here? But Hoyos, the goalkeeper I brought in initially, look at those scores. The guy's on fire. He has saved 2 penalties in that time as well and getting some really, really good results. So I can't complain about this pickup for sure. Very happy with this one. But generally speaking, it was a midweek to forget. We're just going to get ourselves the SO coins and move on. Now, talking about moving on, we have a few things to do. We have lineups to do. And honestly, guys, I still haven't made my mind up. So by the time you see this video, I might have already changed my lineups. But if you can, give me your feedback in the comments down below. What we are going to be doing, though, is we're going to dive into the AI side of things. So let's go and do this first. So for me, this weekend is a quite tough one. And the reason for it is because a lot of my players have played midweek. The likes of Kökçü, Florian Wirtz, Musiala, who also didn't perform too well. Loads of my players have played midweek, and that causes me to have some rotational worries because they might be rested for the game coming up. But I think I'm going to do All-Star Super Rare. I honestly do think I want to go for it as long as, because I can already tell my teams for the weekend aren't going to be amazing and full strength. I just think, you know what, let's just punt it. Let's see how things go. And no better time to put Brat into a super rare lineup than to actually use him against the 22nd place team in the league. 60%, 62% odds to get a clean sheet. So let's first of all do just the suggested lineups through the All-Star Super Rare and see how the AI does this and play against the AI. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's have a bit of fun. Last time around, guys, I put the AI teams together as well. And you can see here, these were the teams that I put in. And I think only 2 of them were in for rewards because I did have injuries and all those things that popped up out of nowhere and kind of ruined things. So the AI would have gotten me a reward in one of these lineups. I can't really tell anymore which one it exactly was, but I know for a fact that one of them would have got me a reward. So it's going to be interesting to see how it does this time around. So going into the AI section here, let's see how this goes. And again, if you guys want the suggested lineup feature and all these things, please make sure to sign up to Sorare Data using my link in the description down below. If you do so, please use the code Johnny. That way you can help me out as well, and that is very much appreciated. And yeah, the game is unplayable without Sorare Data, let's be honest. But this is another fun thing that we now have. So All-Star Super Rare, let's see what it suggests to me. The suggestions are coming in, and we are getting ourselves a team compiled of Brat alongside Barisic, Sven Meinans, Harold Preciado, and Formosa Mendy. Interesting. I'm going to save it. I'm not going to say anything yet because I want to put my own lineups together too. I'd say after that, All-Star Rare Pro is the next priority lineup. Yep, that's the one because you can win a lot of ETH in there. Only one Super Rare. Interesting. Now that is going to be a very interesting one to look at later on. On the 23 Rare Pro, do I even have any super rares that are healthy to play? Yes, I do. Okay, it puts in Balikwisha. I don't think Balikwisha is going to start. So if I do take him away, gives me this. Okay, so this is the lineup that it would suggest then. Interesting. All-Star Rare. What are we looking at there? What do we have here as a suggestion? We have a very good looking lineup, actually, with some good matchups. I like it, apart from maybe Brunetta, but hey, the AI does what it does, and only if I see players that might not play, I'm going to impact the AI's decisions here. And then after that, I would say under 23 rare definitely is one. Who do I have here? Okay, that's not bad, but it isn't ideal. I would be very surprised if this team wins anything, but that obviously comes down to the fact that we have done all of these priority lineups before. Cap 270, can I actually put a team together? I can. All right. So, I mean, on paper, it doesn't look too bad, actually. Some really good players in there. So let's save that one as well. And that would be the AI's selection, okay? So for me, it's looking decent. I would be very interested in seeing what this All-Star Rare Pro team can do, especially with Florian Wirtz being on absolute fire lately. It's a shame that I haven't been able to win some massive rewards with him yet. I think we have won a reward last time around. Oh, I didn't even show you. Let me show you my rewards. Guys, I have won a Julian Aguirre Zebala, a goalkeeper, under 23 backup goalkeeper to Unai Simon. If you guys don't know about this kid, you should know that he stepped in lately to play for 5 games while Unai Simon was injured. Now, obviously, he is playing at Athletic Bilbao, under 23 until 2025. And the thing with him is, and with Athletic Bilbao, is that they are only using players from their region. So they are very limited to when it comes to transfers and to bringing up new players. And this one is someone that could be the goalkeeper if Unai Simon leaves this year. And if he does, this guy is going to be becoming extremely valuable, because if you look at Unai Simon, his scores in the past, you can kind of tell that he's actually playing at a decent club, right? Being able to get some really, really good results. And obviously, Athletic Bilbao maybe not as good as they used to be at times, but still, you can see some sort of consistency there with loads of clean sheets. Unai Simon, 25 years old, possibly wants to move to a team where he can go for the big trophies. So I am very interested in possibly keeping Aguirre Zabala, right? I'm not necessarily needing to sell him, but 0.2 ETH at this point, I wouldn't mind getting it. And I probably would look back on this one and think, oh, why did I sell him at some point when he becomes a starter? But that's how Sorare goes at times. And he's not the only one that we have won. He was the one that we won for 19th and under 23. Oh, God. 19th and under 23 Rare Pro, sorry. And we have Kellen Acosta, who I have won as well and immediately sold. An LAFC player. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I sold him for 59 euros, so basically 60 euros. He's a player that gets very consistent scores around the mid-range. Nothing special at all. So not a player that I can use in any sort of way. So, yeah, those are my rewards. Excited about Aguirre Zabala and the future of him. If I see rumors of Unai Simon leaving, I might just keep this guy and hold on to it. I assume a lot of you guys would probably hold on to it, as he could be a really good under 23 goalkeeper in the future. So let's go and do this. Let's do a new draft and let's see what I want to line up with. I personally think my main focus this time around should be All-Star Super Rare. I think it's going to be one where I really want to win some Super Rares. Like, I want to buy some. Right now, the situation is every time I go into the market, I'm like, man, I wish I could buy this Super Rare. I wish I could buy that Super Rare. I mean, Kirkju went for like 1.58. I would love to own a Kirkju Super Rare, but I missed out on that opportunity. So now I'm going to try and win one. So Brat has a great matchup, so I'm going to put him in there. In defense, I think Barisic is the one. He has been ridiculous, right? He is the one going into this one. The rest, Curbelo, sadly, don't know if he's going to play. It's pretty much 50-50 from what I can tell. So Barisic goes into that one. Midfielder, Alex Garcia is back, baby. He is back from his injury. L15 of 67. The guy is goated, and he's playing against one of the worst teams in the league. So I am so excited to have Alex Garcia back. Now, offensively, sadly, Cenk Tosun did get injured. He's not going to be playing against Trabzon. Hopefully, he's going to be back the game after that. It's a very tough matchup anyways. Balikwisha has a great matchup, but I think he's going to come off the bench, if anything. I think he could do something off the bench, I'll be honest with you, but I am a bit worried. I have watched his performances lately, and he hasn't been up to par, so hopefully he's going to be fine. But Preciado is the one I want to go for, because even if he doesn't score, he can get me like a 45. And if he does that, he has a 30% bonus. So that still brings me some good points. But I do feel like he is due a goal. So hopefully he's going to be the one. And then there's the extra. In this case, I think I have Minance as an option. He's up with AZ Alkmaar against Fortuna. He just played yesterday against Anderlecht, and they lost. So that wasn't ideal. So there might be some rotational worries there. He might not play on the weekend to be able to play on on the big game against Anderlecht again. So I don't know about that one specifically. Formosa Mendy doesn't necessarily have the best matchup. He also plays right back now, which is extremely annoying. But the ones that I can trust that will be playing are Gabriel Florentin and Getson Fernandez. Now, Getson is playing against Trabzon, away from home. A heated matchup where a lot of fouls and yellow cards could be flying about. And then we have Gabriel Florentin, who is playing at home against Lokomotiv Moscow. And Florentin has been great. Like, he has been putting up some great performances ever since we have brought him in. And I can show you guys his performances here myself. Like, look at that. Those are some really, really good scores from him. And even without decisives, this guy is capable of hitting the 60s. So I really like that. And especially when he does get a decisive, which he actually did in the last game. It was an assist, but it got called off. So that kind of sucked. But yeah, Florentin is someone I want to trust in, taking set pieces and all that jazz. So I'm going to go with Florentin on this one. And I am going to be captaining Alex Garcia or Barisic. I've been thinking about it. I don't know yet which one I want to go for. But I think that is a fire team. I really, really do. Can I see the scores of them? Historically, they only played once together. And it was that game week right there. Where basically all the numbers are fine. But I just need Alex Garcia to hit like a 90, you know? That's basically what I'm hoping for. And then we are cooking. So even if it's like a freaking, what is it? A tier 5 super rare. No matter what it is, I just want to win super rares. Because it will allow me to be better in Cap 240 super rare, to add more players into my gallery, to be able to rotate them in and out of Cap 240. The reason why I wanted to go for All-Star Super Rare specifically was because I didn't have the players to go for Cap 240 this week, which is obviously annoying, but I just didn't have the ones that would fit into the cap and be healthy and be able to play as well. A lot of them are rotational worries right now, so All-Star Super Rare is going to be my main lineup for this game week. Now, moving on from that, I guess All-Star Rare Pro is the one, right? Now, this is where things get quite interesting. I do have a lot of goalkeepers with great matchups. Do I want to put Brat in there again? I mean, he technically does have a great matchup. Costa has an amazing matchup here as well. At home, second against 18th, no midweek matchup. Porto just focusing on the season, desperately wanting to win the league title, chasing down the likes of Benfica. He could go in here, or Brat could go in here. Let me just do this real quick with Brat. Now, as the super rare options in here, I do have Formose, and I do have the likes of Curbelo, who could be playing. It is still pretty much 50-50. I asked a couple of people. It's not ideal. Hilgers is injured as well, so I don't know how long it's going to take for him to come back. Sanic, his season is completely ended, so I'm getting pretty unlucky with my super rares and their injuries. But I am looking at this and thinking, man, this is not necessarily ideal. So let's go Grimaldo in here. And then for the midfielder, I think Getson is probably the one to go into this one. So Getson goes in there. Forward has to be Tadic. And then as the extra, this is where things get interesting. Now, do I go for another rare and just keep one super rare in there? If I do that, I have the likes of Bakasetas, who I can throw in there, who is obviously up against Besiktas, but Besiktas concedes goals nearly every game. And he's playing at home, has been in a starting lineup again. Hasn't necessarily had the best performances lately, but I do hope that he can step it up right there. Now, other options I have, I'm not really into them. Like, a lot of these guys have tough matchups or are rotational worries, just putting me into really tough spots. So I'm thinking I go Bakasetas here instead of a super rare. Because if I do that, I will have one super rare. I'm fully aware. But Getson is capable of doing really well in any match. And he is getting playtime due to injuries and suspensions and all that this time around. So he should be in a starting 11 again. I think the captain would have to be Tadic. Historically, I mean, it has won a tier 1 on the good game week. And that's obviously what we're going to be hoping for. But generally speaking, the second super rare would be very nice to have. Now, if I do take Bakasetas out and I put in someone like, I don't know, Minans maybe? I mean, he has the best matchup technically on paper. 3 goals scored is quite high. I could go Balikvisha and hope he comes off the bench and does something. Or I could go Curbelo and just hope he actually starts, because if he does, I can see him do really well here. It is a tough matchup though. So you can kind of tell my gallery is in a really weird spot for this specific game week where things are not necessarily looking ideal for me. So maybe instead of doing All-Star Rare Pro, I just do under 23 Rare Pro. I go goalkeeper Diogo Costa, defensively Formosa Mendy, midfield I go Getson, or do I go Sven? Nah, Getson, 30%. I go with him. Offensive, Florian Wirtz. He's going to be the captain of this team. And then the next one would have to be Kökçü, because Ajax is still chasing down Feyenoord. If I'm not mistaken, there's still a chance of... Oops, this is way too zoomed in. Let's go to Feyenoord and see the league table real quick. So yeah, there's still a chance. There's only, and not only, but there's an 8-point gap between the two, and Ajax is not going to give up. And I know Feyenoord have won the game against AS Roma, and Kökçü played until the last minute, so he could be quite tired going into this one. So if it wasn't Kökçü, I was thinking Enzo, but then again, Enzo is someone that has midweek too. They lost against Real Madrid. Ricky Puig, he has a very tough game. LA Trafico, so that's going to be a big one for him. And Musiala is probably most possibly going to be benched against Hoffenheim, which I think is not the best idea. I think he should be playing against Hoffenheim to regain confidence and then play in the Champions League and do bits, because the only times Bayern Munich really looked dangerous was when he was on the ball and creating things. So I don't know how I feel about that situation. I really hope Tuchel doesn't mess up my boy. It would really upset me. And yeah, Nunez is still not available. Bischoff and Mbuku, obviously, players off the bench, future purchases. This one is probably the one that makes the most sense. Josko Gvardiol. He's playing at home against the 13th in Augsburg. It's probably going to be a game where they're going to dominate the ball mostly. Really high clean sheet percentage. I can easily see him hit like a 70 at least. So I'm going to go with Gvardiol on this one and captain Florian Wirtz because he has been ridiculous. So that's going to be the team right there. Under 23 Rare Pro. Moving on from that, now we can actually focus on All-Star Rare. All-Star Rare, sorry, not All-Star Rare Pro. I'm not going to do Rare Pro this time around, as much as it hurts my soul. We're going to go with Brat on this one. Then we're going to put in Grimaldo. Then the next option is going to be Bakasetas, I think. Offensively, Dusan Tadic. And then I think Kökçü plays most games, you know. Even if he is like tired and everything, he just plays every flipping game. And that just, you know, I don't know. Should I just put him in there? Enzo, I don't know. Chelsea is a mess. Kökçü would be the one. De Ligt has a good matchup again against Hoffenheim, so that could be really good. Jonathan Vieira is always capable of hitting 60 plus. But those are the only options that I really feel confident in. I think I'm going to go Kökçü. I'm just going to risk it. I'm going with a bunch of players who are decisive capable. I'm going to go with Tadic as my captain. Save that one right there. And then we're going to move on from that. Let's move on to the likes of under 23 Rare. Now, I think I do have some options here. So Osako is a good matchup. 18th in the league up against him. So we're going to put him in there. We're going to put Matthijs de Ligt in. Then I'm going to go with the likes of... Florentino, not going to play. He might be suspended. I'm not too sure. I think I'm going to go with... I feel like Puig at home is going to do something. I don't know. Even if he doesn't get a decisive, he has been capable of 60, so that doesn't kill my lineup. Forward is going to be Cherki. And then the extra here is going to be... Nakamura could get a decisive, but Salzburg is tough. Enzo at home. He plays every single game. I'd be surprised if he doesn't play. Formosa in the right back position. I'm going to go Enzo. So we're going to go Enzo. I'm going to captain De Ligt here. He's going to be the one because he has shown incredible performances and decisive capabilities for Bayern Munich as well. And then after that, it gets me into a spot where I'm like, I don't know what the hell to do. Like, can I even put together a All-Star Rare Pro? Let's do a punty All-Star Rare Pro. Why not? Let's do... What do I go for? Actually, let's do Cap 270 first. Let's make that one an actual decent one. Adan, Angulo, Sforza, Brunetta. I'm not feeling it. Let's go with our own choices here. I think Gunok is going to concede, but he might still have a really, really good score due to a lot of shots faced. Adan is probably the easiest option here. I'm going to go Adan first. Then we're going to go with Angulo, who's expected to play. Came on as a sub and scored last game, so that could be quite helpful. Midfield, Tafana has a tough matchup there. Sforza at home. He has been decent, but nothing special. 52 score is nice to have, though. Offensively, Sordo got injured. Musiala, I have 110 points left. Taremi is suspended, so he's not capable of playing in that amazing matchup. Would have been an easy 80 plus from him, I believe. Brunetta, 58. Sordo, 48. Musiala, 63. If I take Musiala, who can I put in there still? I have 55 points to spend. So who has like the best matchup for me? I have Danda. He's not going to play. Sordo, not going to play. Tafana is the only one I have who's going to play. Oh, God. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to put Tafana in there. That is a very punty lineup, if you ask me. I mean, it doesn't look great at all. Would the All-Star Rare Pro look better? Let me just see. All-Star Rare Pro. If we go Adan. If we go Curbelo and hope he plays. Midfield, we're going to go Sven Mynans. Offensively. Offensively, what are we going to do? Or do I go someone else in defense? Instead of Curbelo, I go Mendy. Then forward, I just risk Balikvisha, right? Coming off the bench and doing something in that matchup. It's very much possible. And then Jonathan Vieira, Brunetta, Florentino Luis. Yeah, I think I'm going to vote Vieira on this one. I'm going to captain him as well. And that could be my lineup. That is it. Like, it's not amazing. Don't get me wrong. Again, it's one of those game weeks where I probably won't be winning anything. Let's be honest with each other. I'm going to punt that Cap 270 rare team as well. It fits perfectly in. But those are my lineups for this upcoming game week. I'm going to put them into the game. I have my most faith in the All-Star Super Rare. After that, I would have to say the Under 23 Rare Pro actually doesn't look too bad now. I really like the look of it. It all depends on Getson, in my opinion. All-Star Rare looks very good. Very, very good, especially if Kirkju plays, which I expect he should. Under 23 Rare is a decent team. All-Star Rare Pro, punty, but could be good. And Cap 270 is okay. So those are my lineups for this upcoming game week, guys. That's how it's going to go. Hopefully, we can try and win something. And obviously, if you do want to sign up for Sorare, use my link in the description down below. But most importantly, Sorare Data, use that link and use the code Johnny. That very much helps me. I would really appreciate it. So, yeah. That's how it's going. We won ourselves a decent reward in the past game week, and I want to go for some top rewards now because I've seen all my buddies win some incredible things. I want to join them. So hopefully it's going to work out somehow this week with All-Star Super Rare especially. Have a good one, guys. Take care and peace.